Okay, can we talk brows? First of all, this brow gel has something in it. I don't know what ingredient it has in it, but it's actually helping my brows grow. Like, they look fuller. I'm not using the lash serum, which is kind of crazy. This brow wax is literally amazing, and it's super, super easy to use. So I just want to show you brows real quick. Okay, it comes with a little wandy thing, and I just kind of poke it down in there. And then what I do is take this and just brush it up and then brush it over. Okay, and then just kind of bring it down. So it already makes my brow look a lot fuller and have some shape to it. So then I dip it back down in and just push it up and push it over. And then we'll kind of correct it if we need to, if it's going a little crazy. So if you like that bushy kind of look, or just that hair stroke look, like you can see the hairs, brow wax is really a must, okay? So then come in with whatever brow tool that you have, okay? Where you're gonna start your brow is put on the bulb of your nose, not the side. When you put it on the side, look how much more you lose of your brow. When you put it here, that's where you're gonna start. Go from that bulb through the center of your eye if you're looking forward, that's where it's going to arch. And then from that bulb of your nose through the corner, that's where it's going to end. And you can do that on both sides, okay? So here's where you can use, I'm going to use my powder that I broke. This is actually a discontinued product. I hear brow products are coming soon, so I'm really excited about that. But we have this. You can use a powder. You can use a liner. I tend to like a powder. I don't know why. Farmasi's liners are really creamy and look really, really great. I just prefer a powder, okay? So if you don't have a brow powder, do you have a brown eyeshadow, okay? This palette right here, this is like perfect for brows. Look, it's like the perfect color if you have lighter brows, if you have more red brows, whatever. This palette, this Glam Up palette is really, really good for it. I'm just gonna use my brow powder because I have it and I've had this for like 2 years, okay? So I like a brush that is thinner. Let me show you the differences real quick. The Farmasi one is, well, I kind of have a mess going on right now, okay? I don't really want to talk about it, but here's an example. Do you see how that one's a lot wider? I like a thinner one, okay? And I like it to be stiffer. You're drawing this on, right? Okay, so dip it in your powder, eyeshadow, whatever you want. And then what I like to do is start about 1/4 of the way back. So this one can be kind of shaded in, and this is where your dark is gonna go, okay? So if I start back here and I just go right at my hairline, kind of below, because, well, I don't have a lot of brows, you can see how that already kind of lines it. And then I don't put any more powder on the brush. I just come up here with that lighter and just kind of fade it in just a little bit. So you see where it looks pretty seamless going in there, but you can clearly tell that's darker. And we're gonna blend it all in, so don't like freak out yet. Okay, so I'm just dipping it right back in my powder, and I'm coming about the same way up here, about 1/4 of the way back, because I want this back end to be darker. And then I just create that tail, okay? So with the tail, you can kind of go down or you can kind of go out. It's your preference. And then I come back up here and I just kind of push these hairs up with whatever I have left on the brush. Okay. Do you see how simple that was, but how dramatic and different it makes my face look? Okay. So then I come back in and just fill in anywhere where it's real light in the back, because I want that back to be darker, and you can see where it's kind of more sparse. I can just take my powder and color in those areas, okay? If you do not have a brow shape at all, I would highly recommend going somewhere and having them wax for the first time. After that, you can pluck them, you can shave them with the little razors, you can do all the things. But get a professional to kind of help you shape from the beginning. And then I want to get that tail a little darker. Okay. And you see, we're not overcomplicating this, okay? So on the other side, they're not going to be twins. They're sisters, not twins. They're not going to look exactly the same, okay? So we're just going to try to get them similar, Most people have different arches. Okay. See how it's definitely going to look different, and then come back in with the front with that bottom line. And then I just kind of try to fill in and up with whatever's left on the brush so that it does have that shaded ombre look, okay? If you only want to do the bottom, I think it looks decent. Like, you could only do the bottom. I like the top too, because I like them to look a little fuller and bigger. Okay. And then see where I'm talking about how it looks a little sparse through there? I just take my powder and kind of press it in there. And then when you don't have much left is when you kind of want to work up here in the front so that you do get that ombre look. But do you see how the brow wax has separated all those hairs? And then I'm not technically like drawing them on. I'm just kind of shading it to where you can really still see the hair so that it doesn't, I mean, it's clearly going to look drawn on, but you know what I mean, right? If you need to, take this end and just kind of come through it a little bit. It'll blend it all. See how they're not perfect? They're not exactly the same, but they're really close. Okay, so give it a try. And here's the thing too, is if you do it and it's completely scary, wipe it off, go without. Try again the next day. Because here's the thing about brows is when you first put them on, they're really scary and really bold. And of course it's gonna look very different with eye makeup on, but you guys, they just change everything. They shape your face. They can just change everything about how you look. So if we're doing them right, we feel confident, we feel like we can tackle this day, and then we can kind of, you know, play with them a little bit. So you guys, let me know if you have any questions, but that's how I do the brows.